Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our garden. So today, Janie is actually out and about. She's in San Francisco, actually, which is about an hour and a half from here. She's doing some fun stuff today. And I'm here and I'm kind of still working on this workshop project that we have going on. We've gotten a long way with it, but there's definitely some more to do. You can see over here, we've still got some stragglers as far as kind of a mess and things that need to be organized. And then inside, of course, you can see some things that are kind of, lying around in there. So that needs to get done. So yeah, let me take you inside and I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at today, and then we'll see how far we can get. All right, so it really is looking so much better in here. The white paint makes such a big difference. Of course, we've got that little patch in that cabinet that we'll have to hand paint here in the near future. But this is the wall that I'm going to be focusing on mostly today. I want to put some shelves here, same shelf as this one over there. Install some shelves there that we can store some more frequently used items. Of this wall here, this is kind of our easiest access wall between these things here being like right inside that garage door that we can just grab and go really quickly. And then kind of same thing over here. This is going to be more fertilizers and some irrigation supplies and somewhat and whatnot. But yeah, this is all kind of meant to be the wall for our stuff that we can get in and get out really quickly. And then, as we go over here, then we'll have some, other things. We'll have a little bit better organization as time goes, and some things that we don't have to use as much, that we have to walk more toward the back corner of the garage to go get. The reason we set it up that way is this guy over here, this door is actually broken. It can open, but it's a beast and it's a struggle to open, so we rarely open it. So really we have one entrance into this garage. That'll have to be repaired someday as well. But we're not there yet, so we're working with what we've got, and this is the focus today. I'm also going to try to get some irrigation tubing hung up on the wall right over there, kind of to the right of those power tools there. So I'll set up the camera and we'll go through it. Right, so here's how the shelves turned out. So I was kind of planning on actually just doing 2 layers of shelves. And then as I was looking at it, I thought, gosh, it seems like a waste of space. We don't have anything that's that tall that we're going to be setting on these shelves. I was a little bit worried about if I did put an extra row a little bit higher, that it might be difficult to reach up into the cabinets. But I I tried that out, and I can step over, I can reach into the back and up to the top here actually pretty easily. So it does kind of look like they might be in the way, but it actually works out just fine. And I also thought, it might look a little bit cluttered with this extra row of shelves there. But, for us, storage is kind of at a premium. So I just thought the extra row would be, super functional. I left more space between the bottom one so we can put, bigger, taller things, sprayers or things like that. I think will fit down there. And then, a little bit shorter things, maybe some fertilizer bags and things like that up on top. So, overall, I think I like it. I think it looks good. I kind of wish that there was, no space between the shelves, but our studs are 24 inches apart, and I tried a couple different kind of ways to do it, and there was really no way to make it work and look any better than that. But I think overall it looks good. I don't even think it's going to be a big deal once the shelves are all full. So yeah, overall, I mean, they're pretty solid. All those shelves are lag bolted into studs behind the plywood, so they're definitely not going anywhere. So next step is to go ahead and fill these things up with all of our frequently used easy access type stuff. You guys, so we are all set. The first little thing that I did is just get these two long hooks set up to hold these spools of irrigation tubing. Probably gonna go back and put several more hooks kind of up here, maybe here, maybe some underneath the tubing there, of the smaller like inline tubing, the 1/4 inch tubing. So I may end up going back and doing that. I do need some more hooks for that though, so I didn't do that right now. But that came out looking pretty good, getting those off the floor and just getting those up out of the way makes me happy. That's nice. I hate that tubing sitting all over the floor. So that's the first little thing that I got done. And then over here, this is kind of the cool part here. So that is a ton of storage space. It was pretty funny when I was putting the most used fertilizers up. It takes up, part of one shelf, which is pretty cool. So lots and lots of storage space to be used. We have to just figure out how we're going to utilize it, how we're going to organize it. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. And then I did put some things up in the cabinet here as well. So yeah, so looking good. And then as far as exactly what we put here, as far as our most used items, we put all of the various espuma tones here. So, iron tone. So if the plant's leaves are getting kind of yellow and iron deficient, we've got tomato tone for vegetables. We've got back here some bulb tone that we throw in with the bulbs when we get those, when it's time to plant those. And then plant tone back there, just kind of your general one that you can see that one's pretty well used and getting close to being empty. And then let's see over here, we got the biotone starter fertilizer, which you can kind of sprinkle that in with just about everything that you plant. Stuff works great. And then citrus tone. We don't use the citrus tone so much on the mature citrus trees. Like we have the big orange trees and the lime tree that are pretty mature. So we don't really use that for those things, but we're going to be planting a lemon tree here pretty soon, and it'll definitely come in handy for that. So that's good stuff as well. And then let's see, back there is the soil acidifier, which you can use for hydrangeas or other kind of acid loving plants. I forget what else. Maybe Janey can maybe put it on the screen. Is it camellias, or I forget, he likes acidic soil too. And then this little row here, this is the special ingredients for the Van Winden's Magic Mix for the roses, which is just awesome. So, the rose tone here, and then alfalfa meal and the Sulpo Mag. And I cannot remember, I should know this by now, but I cannot remember the actual ratio to mix these, but you mix those together, you kind of scratch it in the soil, I think just at the beginning of the year around your roses, and then they just do great. Our roses have done really well after being treated or amended with this stuff. So there is your 3 ingredients for the Van Winden's Magic Mix: Rose Tone, Alfalfa Meal, and Sulpo Mag. And then lastly, as far as fertilizers, we have the premium continuous release plant food from Proven Winners that we use all the time with all the annuals. You'll see us always, sprinkling or scooping in those granules. And then this water soluble plant food is kind of my responsibility to fertilize the annuals as well to keep them looking nice throughout the year. So we typically do that once a week, sometimes a little bit more depending on the situation, but mostly we use the water soluble fertilizer, water soluble plant food about once a week. Works especially great on your super bina and super tunias, things like that. We even hit the cut flower garden with that as well, and that stuff just takes off after it's been hit with this. So that is kind of the soil amendment and fertilizer type stuff that we use. So this will be super easy access. We'll just pop in through either the side door right there or just through the open garage door over there. And this will just be right here waiting for us. So that's pretty nice. And then I ended up putting these bottles of various treatments up here because I initially tried to set them on the shelf here, but those wires are a little bit too wide and those bottles tended to tip over, so they'll do just fine up here. I think I mentioned earlier I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't be able to reach these shelves with these with the wide wire shelves here, but I tested it out. I can walk over here and I can reach the back of each of the cabinets really quite easily, so no big deal there. So these are the things that we use most often for things that are kind of going wrong, treatments for either diseases or pests or whatnot. So the first one here is the Monterey BT. This is the concentrated version. You mix a couple teaspoons per gallon, I think it is, and put it in a pump sprayer. And then I hit all of the super benas and super tunias with that. That takes care of any budworms, and it works really well. I've been religiously using that all season, and I've really seen no signs at all of budworms. So that stuff works really great. This is Captain Jack's dead bug. This is for caterpillars and spider mites and things like that. I don't use this as much. I think Janie's been using that, but she does use that pretty often, I think, to take care of pest issues. We've talked about these before. Sucker Punch. This is, you can see here, this little thing is the little brush that that is underneath that cap, because this stuff is painted on. So if you have suckers, you got a big tree, like we have walnut trees growing on the other side of our fence. It shoots suckers up that are really annoying. You use this and it will kill the sucker, but it won't kill the entire tree. And so it's really useful for that, works really well. And then here is your stump and vine killer. So if you got, a big rose bush, or like we've got a couple of old rose bushes that we, keep hitting with this, it works well, but with really established, deep roots, it takes multiple treatments. But this stuff is if you want to kill the entire plant that was there, or the entire tree, or whatever it was, and you don't care if the whole thing dies, this is the stuff that you use. It's super potent. And so we do use this stuff fairly frequently, especially with those walnut trees. Like I mentioned with the Sucker Punch, we have to keep hitting those because they just keep popping up from the roots underground. And then up here, let's see, this is Sluggo Plus. This is more for your snails and caterpillars and earwigs and such like that. And most of those things are kind of spring and fall, maybe when it's a little bit wetter out. So we haven't had to use it much recently this summer, but this comes in really handy, especially early spring, to get those pests that can really damage plants early on in the year. Copper fungicide here is just a spray-on bottle, works pretty well for fungal issues on the plants. This is a rose treatment. I honestly don't know much about that, but Janey says she does use this when it's needed. I'm not sure the parameters on that, but she wanted to make sure that I included it in this easy to reach spot because it's something that she does go to fairly often when she needs to. And then last year we have this horticultural oil. This is a organic pesticide and takes care of various pets. I'm not exactly sure which ones, but Janey does say that she uses this pretty often. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with this. Got lots of storage there, ready to be used. Got the hooks hung for the irrigation over there. We do need some more, but that is on its way. And yeah, lots and lots of room for some good organization here. I think it came out pretty well. And I think that's about it. All right, you guys, so I think that's the video for today. Man, every time I do this, I'm reminded, like, this is not easy. Janey does this day in and day out, and she's really good at it. And it's pretty impressive. And all you guys out there who are doing YouTube channels as well, congratulations, man. Every time I do this, I do tend to kind of muddle my way through it. But we got done. I got the project done, and I think I'm pretty pleased with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a chance to get in your garden today.